For years, creator cameras had very clear identities. GoPros were rugged action cameras. Pocket cameras were tiny, stabilized vlog cameras. Mirrorless cameras were for serious filmmaking. Phones were casual, everyday cameras. Simple. But lately, something strange has started happening in the camera industry. Everything is slowly becoming everything else. Action cameras want to become cinema cameras. Pocket cameras want telephoto lenses and professional workflows. Smartphones want RAW EG recording and external SSD setups. Mirrorless cameras want AI automation and action camera simplicity. And honestly, I think creator cameras are starting to lose their identity. Because over the past few weeks, I've noticed something really interesting. Every major creator camera company seems to be chasing the exact same dream, the ultimate creator device. DJI is turning the Pocket series into a cinematic filmmaking tool with the Pocket 4P. GoPro suddenly wants interchangeable lenses, professional audio workflows, and open-gate cinema features with the Mission 1 series. And Insta360 is pushing modular creator systems like the Luna Ultra, where even the controller and camera experience start becoming interchangeable. Everything is converging, and honestly, I'm not fully convinced that's always a good thing. Because the more features these devices gain, the more they risk losing the simplicity that made creators fall in love with them in the first place. Take GoPro, for example. The original emotional appeal of GoPro was never 8K, bitrate, or professional codecs. It was simplicity, tiny camera, press record, capture moments anywhere. That was the magic. But now, when you look at the new Mission 1 lineup, it almost feels like GoPro looked at Sony, Blackmagic, DJI, and Red and asked, what if we built a tiny cinema system instead? Now suddenly you have interchangeable M4.3 lenses, media mods, 32-bit float audio, timecode sync, open gate workflows, external monitoring, wireless audio ecosystems. And honestly, it's fascinating, but also slightly ironic, because more professional these systems become, the further they move away from the simplicity that originally made them special. And DJI is doing something very similar right now. The Pocket series originally became popular because it was unbelievably simple. Tiny stabilized camera, pull it out, press record, start filming. That was the identity. But now with the Pocket 4P, the conversation suddenly becomes telephoto compression, D-Log2 workflows, cinematic rough framing, professional storytelling, variable aperture systems. Again, very exciting, but also another step away from simplicity. And honestly, the modular direction happening with cameras like the Luna Ultra might be the clearest example of this trend. Because modularity sounds amazing on paper. Swappable systems, detachable controls, custom creator workflows, expandable ecosystems. But modularity also introduces something creators rarely think about initially: friction. More parts, more setup decisions, more charging, more attachment systems, more workflow complexity. And honestly, I think this is the hidden battle happening in creator tech right now: flexibility versus simplicity. Because companies are increasingly trying to build products that can do everything. But historically, the most beloved creator tools were usually the ones that did one thing incredibly well. The GoPro succeeded because it was simple. The original Pocket succeeded because it was simple. Even smartphones exploded creatively because they reduced friction. And friction matters more than creators sometimes realize. Because the easier a camera is to use, the more likely you are to actually create with it. That's why I still think one of the smartest creator products DJI has made recently is the Neo 2. Not because it has the best specs, not because it has the best camera, but because it removes friction. No controller, no complicated setup, no let me unpack everything first, you just fly. And honestly, after using so much modern creator tech lately, I'm starting to realize something. The companies adding the most features are not always creating the best creator experiences. Sometimes they're creating the most complicated ones, and I think creators are slowly starting to feel this too. Because if you actually read the comments under recent camera launches, people are increasingly divided. Some creators are excited about professional workflows, telephoto systems, modularity, cinema features. Others are saying, why is everything becoming bulky? Why does every camera need to become professional? Can we just have simple, reliable tools again? That tension is very real. And honestly, I think the reason this conversation matters so much right now is because creator culture itself is changing. A few years ago, having more advanced features automatically felt exciting. Now, creators are overwhelmed. Too many choices, too many accessories, too many ecosystems, too many workflows, too many upgrades. Every company wants creators to build entire ecosystems around their products now. Microphones, battery systems, media mods, creator kits, gimbals, AI tracking accessories, lens ecosystems, subscription apps, and eventually creator tools stop feeling like creative tools and start feeling like production infrastructure. That's a huge shift psychologically, because the original emotional promise of creator tech was freedom. Now, the emotional experience increasingly becomes optimization. And honestly, optimization can quietly kill spontaneity. The more setup something requires, the less likely you are to casually create. And I think companies are struggling to balance this right now. Because on one hand, creators genuinely do want better tools, better low light, better stabilization, better audio, better image quality, better workflows. But at the same time, many creators are also deeply nostalgic for simplicity. That's why simple creator products often become unexpectedly loved. Because in a world where every device wants to become a professional creator ecosystem, simplicity itself starts feeling premium. And honestly, I think this explains why some creators still prefer pocket cameras over mirrorless rigs, phones over cinema setups, small drones over giant production drones. Not because they are technically better, but because they remove resistance between seeing a moment and capturing it. That gap matters, and I honestly think some companies are beginning to forget this. Because right now, the industry seems obsessed with turning every creator device into the ultimate hybrid production machine. But sometimes the most powerful creator tool is not the one with the most features. It's the one that disappears into your life so naturally that you stop thinking about the camera entirely. And ironically, the more advanced creator cameras become, the more valuable simplicity starts feeling. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying innovation is bad. The GoPro MISSION 1 series is genuinely exciting. The Pocket 4P looks genuinely interesting. The Luna Ultra modular approach is genuinely ambitious. This is not about criticizing innovation. It's about asking, what are these products trying to become? Because when every camera category starts chasing the same cinematic creator dream, the identities that originally made those categories special slowly begin to blur. And honestly, I think the next few years in creator tech are going to be defined by this exact battle. Companies trying to add more capability, while creators increasingly crave less friction. That's the tension. And I honestly think the companies that win long term will not necessarily be the ones with the craziest spec sheets. They'll be the ones that best understand something surprisingly simple. Creators do not just want powerful cameras anymore. They want cameras that make them want to create.